That belongs in a museum.
If for instance, with the Blessing of Kings, he is going to Blessing of Kings. It does more damage immediately, and more total damage to the board. Now his board is more vulnerable to something like an Execute, whereas the Keeper would make it a little bit stronger against that. But oh, there's Execute.
Ooh, called it. A huge draw on the part of BunnyHoppor. This does make him more vulnerable, the line he took here, so he's going to be able to get his Taunt into play. He's going to be able to start tidying up this board, and the Execute will reduce some of the damage here enormously. So Taz is going to have to find a way to go again after this turn, as his pressure is going to melt away here. Yeah, that was a crucial draw from BunnyHoppor there. The Execute allowing him to get so much damage with the board because of the line that Tars did choose to take on the previous turn.
Yeah, and what's really key as well is that minion that looks like he's going to leave alive is going to be the owl, because if it wasn't and anything else, then there's always threat of an owl coming out. but you know what I mean, though. Right. He's used the owl, right?
Yeah.
So he's only on 9 health, so that's pretty low. And these decks normally only run 1 maximum, so probably feeling pretty safe with that Taunt open at the moment.
This is a pretty miserable situation for Taz. He would have loved to draw something a bit more proactive on this turn, just to get something into play, ramp up the pressure. 2 cards in the Warrior hand, so yeah, Keeper of Alderman just going to come down here, turn the Shredder into a 3-3, take away the potential for the trade on board, and plays the Redemption just to make his minion as sticky as possible.
Yep, even on 1 health, it still attacks for 3, which, you know, when your opponent's on 9, you kind of want to push everything you can, so pretty okay. And like you said, the kind of upside, and something that doesn't happen too often, like a 1 versus 1 with the Keeper of Alderman target, because you've just got that 1 extra health on the minion to guard against the straight-up trade.
The Grim Patron draw from BunnyHoppor here, pretty big deal, because it does allow him to use Whirlwind to kill this Keeper. He does Whirlwind first, which does mean that the minion would be undamaged, though would be worse against a Noble Sacrifice. But
RoboCub again!
Yeah,
This is another 2-2-2. We've just seen Puddle Stompers and RoboCubs. Those are the only things in piloted Shredders this series.
Bears and Murlocs, apparently.
Yep. But just this situation right here, the Warrior seemingly so far behind all of 2 turns ago, this is now a miserable scenario for Taz as the Paladin player, because what do you do against these 2 3-3s right now?
He can't even play his cards. Huh? He can't use his hero power. He can't play Haunted Creeper. They just give his opponent more minions. And Battle Rage.
Battle Rage with a Whirlwind as well.
BunnyHoppor hoping that this is a Noble Sacrifice. Right.
Yeah, just in case his opponent was foolish enough to play a Noble Sacrifice in that scenario. Just goes ahead and attacks first. And then Whirlwind Battle Rage refills the hand, and now he's just going to have all the options in the world going forward.
Hey, Boom seems like a pretty good option next turn. Not normally a good card to play, and something that Taz, I'm guessing, wishes he had at this moment in time.
Yep, and Unstable Bull hits the board here as well, and like I said, Taz has just run out of pressure here. He just gave that 1 turn over to BunnyHoppor, but BunnyHoppor was able to find the right cards in his deck. That Execute followed by the Patron, such a big deal on back-to-back turns. And yeah, and Tara's just drawing more cards he just can't play. Mustard, we're just laughing here because this is so bad. It's actually a card that is actively detrimental for Tars to play. I think that might be literally the worst card in Hearthstone.
No minions on board.
Well, the thing is, anything he does is worse than
that's what I mean. He has to pass.
Yeah.
Taking any... Yeah.
And it's so crazy as well that he's not... there are so many cards he's not drawn that are his big threats. Like, so many. I bet he's just wishing for, you know, anything that's not a 1-attack minion at this point, or a 1-health minion.
At this point, though, he's so far behind. Even if he drew Dr. Boom that turn, even if he drew the Mysterious Challenger that turn, the board that BunnyHoppor has is so powerful that it's just going to bury him.
Right, goes ahead and uses the Inner Rage just to push even more initiative, and then he's going to drop the Lotheb here to lock this game out. Even if there was some incredibly bizarre combination of equality and something in this deck, he's now locking that out as well. So,
Piloted Shredder,
he can't even kill his own Shredder.
Not going to do it.
The victory.
And there it is. Oof.
Wow.
So, Tars,
because you know it just represents so much damage.
Yep, awkward spot here is going to attack into the mini-bot, gets the news that it is Redemption, which puts this incredibly sticky minion back on the board again. So he's going to have to come up with a line here that protects him, and Druid of the Claw in taunt form seems to be the only option here.
Hey, the 1-1 can prot the shield, getting that work done.
Yeah.
I mean, he can remove this mini-bot, and right now, Tars is out of cards. BunnyHoppor has the board pretty much under control. He's very, very low in life, but Paladin doesn't have a great way to really finish from this perspective unless he draws something big. Oh, God! Unless he draws something big. That has to be the best card in his deck to draw at this point. He's able to punch through this, and wow.
I think it is actually because the repetitive damage from the weapon is going to be huge. It's not just about killing the Druid of the Claw, it's about having the damage to continue on with turn after turn, and he can still play the hero power, which is going to start to stack up as well.
Yeah, right, it deals with the problem with the board in front of him and threatens lethal at the same time. Now, there has to be an answer found, but that swipe draw is huge as well.
Yeah.
BunnyHoppor staying in this to clear off the low third. But again, this 2 damage every turn is actually quite, well, for 2 turns, should I say, is actually quite important because it's going to put them in like much easier range of just 1 minion survives and it's done.
And I'm pretty sure this Coghammer is getting swung this turn.
Oh, yeah.
He's not messing around with minions. This damage is being sent into the face. I don't know what he plays in terms of additional weapons, maybe a True Silver Champion, but he needs to set that up.
Tars should have a special skin for a Coghammer, which is actually a paddle.
Well, BunnyHoppor, he may need to play this Force of Nature he just drew this turn. He has Force Roar, but the Shredder plus the weapon, even if he hero powers lethal, yeah, he's got to go for it.
Yeah, it feels so bad having just drawn that combo, which can potentially swing the game back your way as soon as next turn to have lethal yourself, but you're obligated to use it right now to clear out this board.
Yeah. He's just going to go with the Roar to start. So he is getting the combo through, getting some damage, and allowing him to take out the Shredder.
What's going to come out of the Shredder? Oh, the stall, the instant stop, and like, oh.
Well,
what happens now?
The funny thing is, I think he has to kill it. Because Keeper of Ultimon or Blessing of Kings mean Lord Master of Cho is lethal.
Yep, so he's going to tidy this board up as best he can using the Treants, push the damage face, and basically what he's saying here is, you know, you need to find a way back onto this board straight away, or you need to get lethal, because my follow-up to this play is Dr. Boom. And Iron Beak Owl, after a series of pretty solid draws from Tars, the Coghammer was spectacular, the Shredder was excellent pressure to follow it up, but this is the whiff now with the Iron Beak Owl, and this is what this deck can do in top deck mode. The discrepancy between drawing Tyrion and a Secret or an Iron Beak Owl is just insane.
Yeah. And Iron Beak Owl is actually a card that we don't see all the time in Secret Paladin decks, and I think this is one of the reasons why. That it's a deck that really needs to have the pieces come together, the curve come together at the right time. It doesn't have any like powerful card draw to get back in the game if it falls behind. It just has to draw the individually powerful minions, and Tars hasn't done that.
I think Iron Beak Owl makes a decent amount of sense in a tournament meta when you expect to see a lot of Freeze Mage, because suddenly just the inclusion of Iron Beak Owl makes that matchup very, very winnable for the Secret Paladin, when usually it's a huge struggle. But the Dr. Boom play here, going to back it up with the Living Roots. He's just threatening an enormous amount of damage next turn. What's that, 7, 9, 13 damage on board, and another whiff from Tars.
And Tars just, after that, it must have been such a relief to draw Coghammer and then such a dagger to just draw these low-impact cards back-to-back. He's so close, but so far away.
And he must just be, oh my god, this is exactly what happened last game as well, and this must just be feeling pretty terrible for Tars as Avenge is not going to help him out. How much damage is actually on the board for BunnyHoppor?
There is 11, 13 damage on the board, I believe, plus the hero power is 14, so not quite there, but that hero power now, even if there was a True Silver in the deck from Tars, that removes that as an out of the draw, so it's hard to see any scenario here that involves Tars coming back into this game.
Yeah, this is tough. I don't know whether there was a play maybe earlier when there was just a keeper to play the Owl as well, to just put something on the board and say you have to hero power and trade.
Yeah.
It probably wouldn't have made much difference now, but it's definitely something to consider from earlier game. And again, the creeper, not that there was, I think, anything in the deck that would have pulled him out of that one.
No, Tars goes out to a 2-0 lead, looks in such a comfortable position, but as I mentioned when he had to pick the Secret Paladin, it's an incredibly successful deck, viewed as one of the most powerful decks in the game, but we do see these situations where it just falls flat in Conquest format.
Yeah.